all my life I've struggled with spiritual disciplines. They've been hard for me to be faithful in. I remember when I was becoming an elder working with a pastor, and I talked to him about the fact that I really struggle with spiritual disciplines. He said, spiritual disciplines are easy. It's working with people that's hard. And it's challenging working with people, but for me, it's just always been hard to remain faithful to any commitment in spiritual disciplines. And being frustrated with that, last summer I decided I'm going to do whatever it takes to change that, to be faithful in spiritual disciplines. And I was reading through the Old Testament and saw again that indication in the law that if you break the Sabbath, the penalty is death. And I thought, whoa, I bet these guys took the Sabbath pretty seriously. No one was careless about that. And I thought, well, how would that look in my life in terms of having a penalty that mattered, that would make a difference, where I would choose, to keep my vow, to be in the Bible rather than not. So I decided that I would shave my head to kick off this vow, to say, not fool around with when I was starting, but say, I'm going to shave my head, and that signals the day I start, not to say a week later, well, let me start again, or whatever. So shaving my head was a clear indication that I've made the vow, I've started. And as I talked to our small group leaders, I encouraged them to be in the Word, and I said publicly, on tape, for the record, for them, that if I miss a day in the Word, I'll shave my head. And that worked for 273 days. And most of the time I read my Bible in the morning, but if sometimes I didn't get to it till later in the day, I'd be going to bed late at night, and I would say, oh, I haven't read my Bible, I'll read it now. It didn't matter how late it was, choosing between read my Bible, shave my head, I'll read my Bible. So Tuesday of last week, I woke up and realized I hadn't read my Bible. I don't know how I forgot, but I did after 273 days. And do I have to shave my head? Do I really? But I'd publicly gone on record, saying that I would. And I knew Priscilla for months had been after me every day, almost every day, saying, Dave, did you read your Bible? Because she did not want my head shaved. Karen hates a shaved head. So I was disappointed in myself that I had to do that, but I had to do that. I said I would. So I shaved my head, and people started, some people started talking to me, asking me about it. Some people knew. My small group leader, Glenn Moss, looked at me on Sunday and said, I'm guessing about Tuesday you screwed up. So, but a lot of people didn't know what was going on, and reluctantly, if they pushed me, I would tell them. But for me, it's what it took to be in the Word every day. And what I've enjoyed about this experience has been it's a one-year plan to be in the Bible from beginning to end. And for me, that helped me to look at all of God, all of His Word, and especially in the Old Testament, as I was just appreciating anew His holiness, the seriousness with which He took sin. It's very sobering to me. It was hard for me to accept, some of that, but I was learning to accept all of God, and not just the parts I liked or was comfortable with about Him. So that has been a huge benefit for me, just to equate myself with all of God, not just the parts I like.